is the Big O Show. This 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 is the Big O Show. This.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new 2025 RDX $419 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield Home Security System guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Take $10,000 off a 2025 Acura MDX during our 17th anniversary sale.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
It's big. It's gigantic. It's the Toyota of Hollywood Super Sale. Over 2,000 Toyotas from just $17,988. Like a Corolla LE, not $24,000, $17,988. Buy with 0% financing, 0 down. Join the fun and get a super deal at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
South Florida, listen carefully. Osmani Garcia with Omega Realty Group is changing the game. He's not just listing homes. He's guaranteeing to sell yours in 30 days or less, or he'll buy it himself. No excuses, no delays, no fine print games. This is real. If you're serious about selling, call 305-440-1990 and see if your home qualifies. Osmani Garcia delivers results. Osmani Garcia, the home of the 30-day sale guaranteed, where guarantees are backed by action. Call now, don't wait. This market won't wait for you. Restrictions apply. Call 305-440-1990.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Before you buy or lease a Honda, Volkswagen, Hyundai, or any other model, compare Subaru, rated #1 in safety at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy with 0.9% financing, 0 down. Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $259 a month. Crosstrek with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $239 a month. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, South Florida's #1 volume Subaru retailer.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt & Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Walton Rayom can help.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new Acura ZDX, $439 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty. Good morning, folks. It is a Tuesday. We are back to do our normal show. We're here. We are ready to go. Yes, sir. Hit that like button. Hit it. Pound it. And the like button, too. Come on. Let's go. What came in there? All right. All right. Oh, man, that was good last night, right? That was an absolute ass-kicking domination. We did a post-game show last night, so it's up. If you guys want to check it out and we go over the game and all that good stuff. Remember, we're on after every game. And that's why, for those of you that weren't tuning in last night and haven't watched the post-game show, I didn't do a morning show yesterday because I was in Tampa over the weekend. I was there for the Metallica concerts on Friday and on Sunday. Sunday, we drove back. The wife and I got back like at 3 a.m. By the time I put my head in the bed, it was like 4:15 after I showered. And I don't know about you guys, but even if I drove back and I'm tired, I got in a shower, I woke up again a little bit. So I had to go back to watch a little TV, kind of tire myself out. And there was no way I was doing a show yesterday morning after that long, Sunday. So you got to rest the voice because there's no, I'm not a spring chicken anymore, man. I gotta get some rest. And so we got the rest. And then we still did a Ira Winderman interview in the afternoon because he's normally on with us. He's vacationing the rest of the week. So if you missed the Ira Winderman interview, that's also on the platform. You can check it out. We talk about all kinds of things there, too. And then we came back and did the post-game show. And here we are, baby. And we're back. So it's all good in the hood. Thank you all out there for being patient. But you got to understand, I'm a human being, man. I'm a human being. So give me a break. Anyway, the great Sean Stanley, of course, mastering the platform like he always does. Congratulations to Tyron Mears and the Fort Lauderdale United. They defeat the Carolina Ascent 2-1. All right. Pretty cool. Kiara Locklear scored both goals, one of them in the 68th minute, the other one in the 120th minute, lifting them to the championship against the Tampa Bay Sun FC. It's pretty cool on Saturday. So what has happened with the world of Tyron Mears here on the show? You know what happened to him? Well, he gets catapulted into our top 4 head coaches in South Florida. How about that? Spo's number 1. Nothing has changed. Okay. Paul Maurice has to win a 3rd in order to pass Spo. Spo's been here way too long, has been to the finals so many times, and has won it twice. Paul Maurice is obviously on the brink of winning his 2nd, and he's at his 3rd. But Spo still has the edge over him because it's amount of time and all that. Yeah, I have those people that are what we like to, prisoners of the moment. Okay? POTM. And they're like, no, Maurice is number one now. And it's like, no, dude, no. Spo's number one still. Okay? By far. It's not even close. All right? Paul Maurice is making an absolute charge for the guy. You know what I'm saying? You got to give him credit. But it's going to take a little while for him to pass Spo if he can. If he gets that third one, he passes Spo. Do you realize this? The first coach in South Florida to 3 championships is the first coach in South Florida to 3 championships. So Jim Crutchfield, duh. Spo, duh. Question is, what does Paul Maurice do? Right? Ron Frazier, did he win 2 or 3? Look that up for me. I think, you know what? I think Ron Frazier was the one that won 3. Wait a minute. I might be wrong. I think Frazier won 3. I think Jim Morris won 2 and Frazier won 3. Is it the baseball team has 5? I want to say, or 4. What am I? Damn, dude. You got to remember everything. It sucks, bro. Thank God for you that you can help me. But you know what? Frazier might have won 3 now that I think about it. I don't put it there because, it's current. It's people that are here with us now, in coaching. But I was saying that the first coach to 3 is the first coach to 3. But now that I'm thinking about it, I think Ron Frazier might have won 3. Maybe. I know for sure he won 2. I'm pretty sure Jim Morris won 2. But something tells me that Ron Frazier won a 3rd. I don't know. I might be wrong there. But either way, in the current rankings, right, we've got to give Spo 1. We've got to give Maurice 2. Yes, sir, Sean?
He won. Sorry, hold on. Let me turn this back up. All right. He won the World Series in 82 and 85.
That's it.
He has 2. That's all it's showing here.
Okay. All right. So it's 2. And then Jim Morris won 2, correct? Also? Or 1? Did Jim Morris win 2 or 1? Maybe 1, actually. Maybe 1. So, yeah. So, nobody's won 3.
He won 2. He won the championships in 99 and 2001.
Okay. All right. So, nobody's won 3. It's pretty interesting. Nobody's won 3. And then, of course, we have Jim Crutchfield as number 3 on that list because he deserves to be number 3 on that list. He's won 2 championships. I mean, the guy he won it and he built it and he continues. So Crutchfield is comfortably number 3 right now. We have a new number 4 in the South Florida head coaching rankings on the Big O radio show. Tyron Mears of the Fort Lauderdale United, in his first year with their expansion team, the ladies got into the playoffs and then won the first round, now find themselves in the USL Super League Championship Finals. They're a win away from winning the title. So that alone, that accomplishment alone is way better than I give JT Arteaga a lot of credit for getting as far as he got since his limitations. Clayton McCullough works with absolutely nothing whatsoever. So he's there. So and he's above Mike McDaniel and Mario Cristobal because Mario Cristobal is the worst because he had a Heisman Trophy candidate. He had a loaded team last year, good enough to win the ACC, challenge the ACC, get into the playoffs, and he did none of that. So Mario Cristobal is actually a disgrace, and so is Mike McDaniel. They have had talent, and they have accomplished absolutely nothing with their talent, and that's why they're in the bottom of the list. Let me tell you something. Mike McDaniel and Mario Cristobal are on that list out of pure pity. Let's get that shit straight. Out of pure pity, Mike McDaniel and Mario Cristobal are on that list because those two guys on Saturday and Sundays are freaking pathetic. But if you want to climb on the head coaching ranking list here on the Big O radio show, dude, you got to accomplish things. Tyron Mears is number 4 with an expansion team in the championship. Can Mario Cristobal do that? He can't even get into the playoffs with a Heisman Trophy candidate at quarterback and an offensive line and a running game. The things many would kill for. Yeah, the defense sucked, but you got to find a way to overcome but you're not a good coach. So that's how that list is formed. Okay? It's formed by you got to accomplish something. You need to earn that bitch to be on that list. And to be at the top of the list, you need to be elite. Spo, elite. Paul Maurice, elite. Jim Crutchfield, elite. Will Tyrone Mears become elite by winning a championship on Saturday? That's the question. That's what we want to know. Because you got 3 championship coaches in the top 3 of those rankings. Bitch, you want to get on this list? You got to earn it. You got to earn it. And Mario Cristobal, you haven't earned jack shit. Mario and Mike, the M&M brothers, you guys should be arriving in a Volkswagen clown show bug. And by the way, since you're number 7 and 8, you clowns should be number 80 and 81 coming out of that bug. So, congratulations to head coach Tyron Mears of the Fort Lauderdale United, accomplishing real things here. And by the way, I need something Fort Lauderdale United for the studio. I don't have a flag. I think I got to go on. I would have to go back to Tampa. Do I go back to Tampa on Saturday for the game? Can I get a reservation at Burns on Saturday again? These are things to contemplate. These are things to think about in life. Should I be there for the Fort Lauderdale United possible championship? It's an idea. But I do need a Fort Lauderdale United flag or something there. I have a hat. I have 2 shirts. I mean, I've supported. You know what I mean? I've purchased and supported. But yeah, I need something Fort Lauderdale United. I mean, it's all South Florida. I have Miami United. I have Miami FC. I have Inter Miami. Do I have any fusion back here? You know, it's funny that I've never put I have fusion stuff. I should put a little fusion something somewhere. Just a little memento of the fusion I should put back there somewhere at least. Anyway, Javier Mashara. Oh, he was dropped. He was number 8. Yeah. Well, dude, he was number 8. that means he got dropped completely out of the list. Frankie, you picking up on it? Go look at the old list on Twitter. They're all there. The prior list is there and all that. Go look at it. Mascherano was number 8. I limit. Plus, I don't have enough space. That's it. I ran out of space. I couldn't even put him number 9. I can only fit 8. I don't pay for the blue check mark or anything like that. So I have my limitations. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. My principles are my principles. I can't do anything about it. I'm an idiot. Let's see. That's a lot of money for a last place head coach. I know, right? Yeah. Hockey teams need to have a few psychos like Jonah. Yes. Yeah, of course. You got to have tough guys, bro. Now, hockey's not a game where there's got to be a little bit of craziness to you. You know what I'm saying? You got to bring an edge in hockey. Big O question. I hear your argument in Cristobal and McDaniel. However, if you had to bet who has a better chance of turning it around, McDaniel or Mario, my God, it's not even close. Mario fundamentally does what I want football teams to do, my friend. Build a line and run the goddamn football. Have tight ends. Okay? Receivers are important, but if you have a quarterback and you have a receivers, they'll be fine, dude. Regular, decent receivers, great receivers, a guy that can pass, you're good. But if you can't run and you can't block and you can't manhandle people at the line of scrimmage, you can't win. That's why the Mario one, it disgusts me even more than Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel is stupid. Okay? There's a difference. Mario, not a sharp coach because you have the fundamentals and you can't overcome, which is kind of sad. But McDaniel can't even build the fundamentals. He doesn't understand football. He thinks guards aren't important. He thinks they're transitory, like Janet Yellen and inflation under Biden. Oh, no, it's all transitory. Sure. Dumbass. And so, same thing. It's transitory. We could get anybody. We can get any slap dick and put him there at guard and he'll be fine. No, you can't. So the Mario one pisses me off even more because fundamentally he has what he needs to succeed and yet he can't. McDaniel's too stupid to build what he needs fundamentally, and then you're too stupid thinking you're going to overcome what you can't build fundamentally. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm going to start winning in December and in January and February when I can't run the ball, I can't push people around, and I can control the line of scrimmage because I'm a finesse team. So the Mario one gives you, even by chance, it'll give you a chance to succeed better than anything that McDaniel's doing, because McDaniel puts everybody at a disadvantage by not dominating on the lines of scrimmage. Whereas at least I give Mario, a former lineman, credit that he understands you must, and he continues to recruit at that line of scrimmage. And to me, that's everything. Everything else becomes easier for you. You don't need to have the Hall of Fame wide receiver if you have a great offensive line. You don't need to have the all-world running back if you have the offensive line. All you need is a really good running back. You don't need the best in the NFL. You don't need the best in college football. No, dude, you can have a stable of 2 or 3 guys, and you'll be fine. You don't have to have a Hall of Fame back. If you have one, fantastic. But if you don't, you'll be fine too, man. It's not the end of the world. So Mario definitely has a better chance to succeed. No doubt. Yeah, and plus Mario can recruit more first and second and third rounders every year, something that you can't do in the NFL. So that's where it changes. I'm with you there. Let's see. Jonathan Jensen woke up here in Venice, Italy, to the great Panthers news. If only the Dolphins could follow suit. Yeah, we've been saying that for 40 years, man. 40 years. I see Oscar Rojas is number one in the chat board. Dolphin Dave, I had a great time in Tampa, man. We went to Fort DeSoto, had a good time, went to Clearwater, what's it called? Burn Steakhouse, did Ybor City, went to two Metallica concerts. The wife and I had a blast, dude. So it was just fantastic. It was great sunset. You can check it out at St. Pete Beach. We saw a great sunset. Took the pictures. It's on Instagram and Threads and all of them. Blue Sky, X, they're all there. You can check it out. Really, really cool stuff. So thank you. Had a phenomenal weekend. Blessed to share some time with the wife. And Bitcoin pumped to $110,000, man. So let's see if we go to. I know it dropped to 109. Sell everything. But let's see if we go to 112 today. I don't know. Can we do that? Where are we at right now? I'm pulling it up right now to see where we're at. We're at 109 something last time I checked. We had a dip. We're at 109, pretty much there, $109, $29. So we had somewhere around a $1,000 dip. And then altcoins are pumping now too. So that's pretty cool that altcoins are actually moving. Ethereum is up 8.5%. And this usually follows as Bitcoin pumps. Then people that can't, they look at Bitcoin and they say, oh, it's too much, which is just completely dumb. It's not. It's just a number that you're looking at. You don't need to own the whole thing. You just need to keep owning little pieces of it, and it's going to multiply like rabbits. But whatever, they end up saying, okay, well, I'm going to go to Ethereum, and I'm going to go to Solana, and I'm going to go to Caspa, and I'm going to go, and so on and so forth. And so now other altcoins are now pumping a little bit, which is really nice to see. Really, really nice to see. So good luck to all of you out there. Of course, I am not a financial advisor by any stretch whatsoever. One Eye Jack, as you know. Victory cigar for Gus 1388. You are correct, sir. The Panthers won last night. So Sean Stanley, spark that bitch up. Give them a victory cigar. The Fort Lauderdale United defeated the Carolina Ascent 2-1 to advance to the championship finals. Give them a victory cigar. Two South Florida teams in the championship. So gotta give them love. Gotta give them love. Great job by the Panthers. And remember what I said last night. I want to remind all of you out there. It was great that they won. It's great that they have a 2-1 lead, okay? But I want to remind you, the Panthers haven't accomplished shit. So let's get off cloud nine. Let's come back down. They lose on Thursday. It's 2-2, and we're back to a 3-game series. And they have 2 of the 3 at their place. So the cockiness can really go to DEFCON 4 when they win game 4. Okay. Then I think is when you can really get caught. Last night was fun. Enjoy the moment. Turn the page, as Bob Seger would say, and move on. That's what you got to do. Turn the page and move on because it's only 2-1. The 6-1 score doesn't mean shit if you lose on Thursday 1-0. So let's wait till Thursday to really start to all right. Let's see what we got. TJ Superman, Brandon Flood, Brian Ratke. NorCal is rivvying up the engines. Cast me if you can. And he's not a fan of the Catch Me Outside girl. What's her name? Not. Anyway, whatever. Brugalia or some crap. TJ Superman, Brandon Flood. Let's see who else. Ted, Jake from Palatown, Jamie Zoria is in Málaga, España. Estás en España, chico. Estás con los gallegos. Let's see. Okay, the way to the airport to head back home. I hope everyone is having a great week. Remember to smash it. There we go, Jamie, bro. Thank you for the dedication, brother, all over the world. Jay Gelfin is in the house. Yes, we did the victory cigars for the Fort Lauderdale United, my friend. Yes, sir. Rosendo, Alexis Palenzuela, Skylar Tipton, Big Johnson, Jeff in Long Island. Let's see. Blueberry Pop-Tarts for breakfast. Wow, that's classic. Lenny Pena, back to the Stanley Cup. Got to win Thursday. The Oilers are no joke, but at the same time, they seem to be mentally broken. Last night, they broke them. There's no doubt. But again, can they reset? The beauty is they have to sit on this shit for 2 days. Thank you, Juan, for helping us out. True Fin fan. Appreciate you guys. Gus. Thank you all for helping us out, finding those stats. Let's see. True Fin fan says, I think it would be a great debate between who's better, McDaniel or Cristobal. However, for me, as bad as Mario has been, at least he's not soft. No, I'm telling you, I would rather have Mario than Mike, for sure. I think Mario learned last year, by the way. Let's not forget. Mario he does everything phenomenal, perfect, all that stuff. But his conservative approach has always affected his team's play. And to his credit, last year, he got the hell out of the way of his offensive coordinator. He let his offensive coordinator and his quarterback sometimes play by the seat of their pants. And sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you got to play with some balls. Sometimes you got to play with feel, and you just can't be conservative, and you just can't go by the numbers and all that kind of by the book, as they say, and all that kind of stuff. And he let them. I give Mario a lot of credit for that. A lot of credit, man. But he's got to get it done on game day, and his defense was just disgusting. By the way, visit our friends at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Don't forget, you mention our name, you will get $500 off. So when you're going out to purchase a Subaru vehicle, go to 16100 Pines Boulevard. Go see all the great people out there at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. They'll take care of you. Eric Stampone, by the way, who joins us every time we're out there every month. He's a great dude. The general manager, Alan. Great atmosphere out there, really relaxed, really cool place. Go check it out. Brian Medina, sales manager out there. Just tell him that Big O sent you. Thomas Pierre, some really, really good people out there at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. And again, mention my name. You will get $500 off the purchase of your next vehicle. We'll be out there the second to last Wednesday of this month. And at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. All right. Don't forget, Caneswear for all your Panthers gear and Heat and Dolphins and Marlins and Inter Miami, all that. They're about to add the Fort Lauderdale United. I know there's some talk. I know it hasn't happened yet, but eventually they will. And you could get 10% off by using our code BIG010. 10% off. Thursday, we will be at Hialeah Park. All right. Broadcasting live out there like we always do at 3 o'clock. So come on by. David Furonis will join us at 3:30. David, I will talk to this afternoon because he's doing Dolphins camp now. Mike McDaniel will talk. So we'll go over everything that he covered today in the afternoon. No reason to have him on now because there's no news. So we'll talk about McDaniel's comments and everything and what he got from the players and all that. So look for it in the afternoon to drop at some time early evening. I know by then Sean Stanley will drop that David Furonis interview. And then he'll come back on Thursday once camp is wrapped up in the afternoon at Hialeah Park. He'll join us, not live at Hialeah, but while we're at Hialeah. At 3:30. So at Hialeah Park, we could give you the $100 no regret first bet. Okay. So check it out. Use the QR code right there that you see. Make your bet, get your $100, and you've got the NBA playoffs going on. Wednesday is game 3 between the Thunder and the Pacers. You've got the Panthers and the Oilers on Thursday, so you've got some stuff to wager. You can make money on the Marlins that constantly lose. So lots of things to wager on at the Hard Rock app, and you can do it through Hialeah Park. And by the way, remember, if you already have a Hard Rock account, but you want to get that $100, use a different phone number or email and use that QR code, or go through the Hialeah website. If if you go through this QR code, we get a little credit for that because you're going through there. That helps. So you can do it straight through the Hialeah website. I'll tell you straight up, or you can do it through the QR code right there. Appreciate you all out there as always. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your amazing support. Remember, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. You can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum, Chainlink, or Solana donation on Venmo. And of course, you can also, for those of you that are out of the United States, I know that Cash App and Venmo can become a deal for you. So PayPal is the one that the international folks use, and I always appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can do it at any time, whenever you're listening to the show or watching live or watching it recorded or whatever. Always appreciate it, and we'll always give you love for it. And thank you. And you can always send your questions and comments, even a compliment. I get plenty of insults, but once in a while I'll get a compliment, and that's nice to get a compliment once in a while. You can even send that in. Let's see, what else do we have? Just remember, it took Shula 9 years to finally win a championship. It's not easy to win the title. Yeah. Not long as a Dolphins coach, but yeah, overall, you are correct. And he lost one along the way before he won. He lost 2 before he won 1. One with the Colts, one with the Dolphins, and then he won. Let's see. Chris Greer should take a page out of Mario Cristobal's book and build the team. I agree, and that's probably when he said that, I probably agreed with my coaches too much. That's it right there. It's McDaniel. And when they paid Tyreek, which I got to tell you, I know for a fact the people in the front office did not want to pay Tyreek. That was all the coach that went in there must have freaking bugged their asses and begged them and got it done. It's kind of what it is. Let's see what else. I guess Ian's having problems with his own sound because nobody else has complained. Juan Rosa, Lisa Rose, Miles Deep in the house. Says going out to LA and families affected by all that nonsense. Go Cats. Oh, and love going out to LA and families. Yeah. Yeah, rough time, bro. Rough time. Yeah. Let's see. Morning, y'all. Big O, I sent another Panthers banger. I'm at work. Thank you, sir. I will check it out. Let's see. Lou from Dade. Good morning to you, sir. Smashing the like button. Thank you. Yeah, it was really fun, really good to get away with the wife and get away from all the bullshit. She's always running around. Mothers, you guys know, wives, they, real mothers, real wives. They love and want to take care of everybody. Their extended family, their kids, their husband, their dogs, and they're stretched so thin. They're all like that. So it's good to pull her away from all that so she can just chill, and she can't do any of that, where her heart pulls her into all those directions because she's got such a great heart. And so, her students or whatever, it's just kind of like that. So it's good to get her away and get her away from all that stuff, and a couple sunsets, relax, walking along the beach, and good dinners, good conversation, just, quality time. That's what it was all about, Lou. Besides two concerts where I took a couple of hours each to, rock out. Outside of that, it was quality time is what it was for the weekend, which was cool. And thank you. I got my Ollie average cost down to 0.006. Look at you, Jake. Good luck to you, sir. We await is what we do. I keep buying Ollie because it's so cheap. So got a couple extra bucks. Doesn't matter. I mean, you're getting like 1,000 shares, coins, whatever you want to call it, because what people don't understand that crypto is the digital stock market. But that's all right. Anyway, just over $6. You're getting like 1,000. Thing was, it already went to 9 cents, screwing around when it wasn't even ready. Now it's going to be more ready than ever. Could go way higher than that. DJ Khaled and Bam were at the Panther game last night. The Panthers are so good that those two that suck could not stop the Panthers. Yeah, but I think it's the one that barely ever wins are Dolphin players, right? Like one or two, maybe Dolphin players have won. Everybody else has lost pretty much, right? I think it is. Something like that. So that's the good thing. They didn't really bring out a Dolphins player. The Dolphins players have like that stank from the team from 40 years. It's sad, but it's the truth. Jeff in Long Island, what's your go-to steak? New York strip or ribeye? Chateau Briand. It's the best filet in the cow. Okay? Chateau Briand. Jeff, the day you want to treat yourself to the best cut in the entire cattle, the Chateau Briand. Okay? Not everybody has that cut, but if they do, make sure you ask for it, my friend. You'll remember me for the rest of your life. Better than the New York strip, better than the ribeye. Let's see. DJ Khaled, uncomfortable. Yeah. DJ Khaled's kind of like an odd character, Finn's rule, should Miami go after Jair Alexander? Finn's rule. I'll answer this really quick, but that's a silly subject for Dolphin-centric writers and websites that want to waste your time. And I'm glad you brought it up because the Dolphins are in the market for budgets, for bargains, I'm sorry. They're right now panhandling. Okay? It's what they're doing. They're on an intersection. They're outside a mall with a can. Jair Alexander is going to want to get somewhat paid. He's always injured. This was a kind of that if you can get him on a bargain where they trade him, you're not giving up much of a pick, but they're taking up some of the salary. But this now, you got to give him a fresh contract. Plus, the NFL knows that the Dolphins are panhandling. They don't have money or refuse to spend. So they're not going to get the pick of the litter. They're going to get the shit that's left. The guys that are left, whether it's the Rasul Butlers of the world or the Asante Samuel Juniors or any of those guys that are available now, they're still going to pick better situations than Miami if they become available. I get it. Finn's rule. You haven't come to the realization of what this team is and where it's going. But that's cool. That's cool. They are not willing to put more money into Jonnu Smith, a guy you can't replace. Right? Because as much as I like Julian Hill's raw ability, which is amazing, doesn't prove shit. So you want them to invest in Alexander when they won't invest in the starting tight end and the most consistent pass catcher you have on the team. Yeah, I think you're not reading everything right. And the Dolphins have given away a lot of stupid contracts and a lot of bad money. You want more of that going to Jair Alexander? I'm sorry, did you read his quote from the general manager in Green Bay? Maybe you don't follow our Twitter feed. But this morning we posted it, Finn Rule. Let me read it for you here. Okay, now it's finally Mark Murphy of the Packers. He has been a great player for us. Obviously, elite talent. Unfortunately, just injured a lot. So you want the Dolphins to go after a guy that then you'll start insulting the front office for signing that guy when he breaks down. Okay. And if you come to Miami, it's probably because they paid you a little extra than another place that was interested. So you came here for the money. Just remember that. Okay? Finn's Rule is one of those dudes that will be severely disappointed at the end of the year. Sadly, because he's trying to build himself up for a team that is not going anywhere. It's the worst team that McDaniel's had in the last 3 years. And he sucks as a coach. So, Can Colombia pull off the great upset versus Argentina today? No. Tony Zags, we need a victory fart from True Fin Fan. Wouldn't be good for the people around True Fin Fan at that moment, but if at least, although then we've got seismic activity and no, True Fin Fan, don't do that. You cause tremors, who knows, a tsunami if you're close to the coast. Yeah. True Fin Fan could cause a tsunami in Lake Okeechobee if you farted. Which concert would you say was better, AC/DC or Metallica? AC/DC. I'm going to go AC/DC. Why? I'll tell you why. Metallica did 15 songs each night. 16, but one of them is called The Doodle, where Rob and Kirk jam, which to me is not a song, just a jam moment or whatever. So you did 15 songs. You ended up doing 30 in 2 nights. AC/DC did 21 in 1 night. And they're older. And you rarely see AC/DC anymore. Whereas I've seen Metallica about 6 or 7 times in the last 6 or 7 years. You know what I mean? So I've seen them more often. So the more precious and the more appreciative one I am is of AC/DC. That's my point of view because that's how I'm looking at it and appreciating it. Okay? So that's kind of the way I look at it. I'm spoiled. I've seen Metallica a bunch of times. Shit, I just saw them a couple of years ago at the Hard Rock where they were celebrating and honoring the original owners from their first record company where they did the first 2 Kill 'Em All and then and Ride the Lightning, and they did those 2 albums complete, which was heaven. You know what I'm saying? Like all kinds of different concerts that I've seen lately. I saw them in Montreal where they did 2 completely different sets. I saw them in Atlanta with Greta Van Fleet, Cage the Elephant. So it's just, I've seen them so much lately and all great concerts. But the AC/DC one was really special because I hadn't seen AC/DC. I went and saw AC/DC a couple of years back when Brian had the hearing problem and Axl Rose filled in. But that wasn't AC/DC. It was cool because Axl has a little bit more of the Bon Scott sound to him. So you could do the Bon Scott music more with him and it'll sound better than it does with Brian Johnson. But overall, I'll go AC/DC right now because I'm more appreciative of it because I know that was the last time I'll ever see AC/DC again, probably. That's it. Whereas I can see Metallica again, I'm sure, in the next year or 2, if I wanted to, Anyway, I actually was telling my wife, I don't think I'll go to a Metallica concert for a while unless it's something like really, really special because I have seen them so much lately. So, yeah. Let's see. It's a culture and identity issue with the Dolphin organization. They just can't build it right. That's all. Period. End of story. Big O, you think the Canes can win the ACC this year? They should, but we'll see. It's Mario, dude. They should have won it or could have won it last year. No reason for them not to have been in the ACC championship game last year. Zero. Shitty coaching. Shitty preparation. Shitty defensive coaches. What else? John Wayne's 45 says, Big O, I don't see what everyone is talking about with the Panthers enticing Edmonton. Every hockey team does that. What did see is Edmonton losing their cool and cheap shots all over the place. Jerks. Well, because they're frustrated. They can't play their game. This was like the first time since December 3rd that Draisaitl and Connor McDavid don't score in a game. And remember what we talked about? That as the series wears on, the Panthers wear you out. So if the Oilers want to try to play the physical game, they're going to go, okay, fine, let's go, bro. This is our game. You know what I mean? And that's what happened to some of the, Toronto or whatever. Oh, we're tough guys too. No, you're not. No, you're not. Play your game is the only way you got a shot. But they get frustrated. And yesterday, it was the Panthers were completely in their heads. They lost their cool. They took every cheap shot. Let me tell you something. I'm disgusted with the referees. They allowed them to get away with a lot of cheap shots. Too many. Too many, dude. And that was disgusting. And to me, the slant I've seen overall in the broadcast, just everything about it has kind of smelled like it's what's it called? Bias. The Ensign Carter guy, I would agree, is the only guy that's been objective. But a lot of them, man, it's like different rounds. We're dealing with, the broadcasters or somebody in the studio booth or something like that, just a freaking cheerleader for the other team and trying to create every scenario possible and painting it up for the other team and everything else. It's almost like everybody's come to the realization that the Panthers are the best team, and brother, everybody's got to find a way to take them down. And this is what happens when you're the top of the mountain, when you're the king of the mountain. Ronald Hubbard says, thank you, Sean and Big O, for the best talk show in the world. Come on, Panthers. Let's get game 4 Thursday and take control of the series. Thank you, sir, for keeping it locked here as always. Appreciate you and everybody else, whether you watch it later, listen to it later, however it is, sharing it. Hit the like button, by the way. Get that. We're well over 100 people watching, only 64 likes. Let's go. We can easily get over 100 likes. That really helps get it out there. Ocala Joe is smashing the like button that we just talked about and relaxing. Thank you. Listening to the comedy and wisdom from the Sportstradamus. That's very nice of you. Thank you. Thank you. Juan says, I believe that we have won 0 games when a Dolphin player. No, I think they won 1 or 2 with the Dolphins. I know somebody put out there 0-8 or something. I think they won 1 or 2 with the Dolphins player, dude, but not a lot. They definitely have a losing. Sean, do you have the answer, sir?
Well, there's a whole lot going on the internet. There's a Reddit that says they're 0-6, but they won when McDaniel banged on the drum in the 2023 Stanley Cup. Right. And I know they've won this season, I believe, Jalen Waddle as well.
Wait, who was it?
Jalen Waddle.
Waddle. It was Waddle. Yes, it was Waddle. Because Waddle even actually tweeted out, yo, man, Panthers won when I was there. They got to bring me back.
He said he's their lucky charm.
Exactly. Great job remembering the quote. Yes, exactly. So they have won. They have a really terrible record with Dolphin players overall with the Dolphins. But a couple of Dolphins have won, and that's where we got to be accurate at least. Okay, let's call it like we see it. But in the end, don't bring a Dolphins player in there. You don't need that shit. the Heat players are fine because they come from a championship organization and all of that. The Heat right now it's that lost child in the mall right now. That's the Miami Heat. Okay? So if somebody can create a GIF of a child running around the mall looking for it, just put a Heat logo head on it. Okay? And that's it. If there's a lot of smart people in that building, eventually they'll figure out, hey, we're being stupid. We all do it. We all do it. You know, those of us that are smart and we gather enough information, we say, yeah, dollar sucks. I'm going Bitcoin. You know, you get smart at one point. Yeah, I'm weighing 290 pounds. My doctor says my blood is turning to mush. I got to do something. Well, we no longer weigh 290 pounds. Now we weigh 234 pounds. Okay? So, you know, you sometimes get the information and then you make a move. I just hope it's very DMX for the Heat. They got to make a move and make it soon. All right, let's go. Big O, do you think about the CB? Oh, no, I just answered that now if you were listening. DJ Billiman, narcissist is at the Diplomat. The narcissist is at the Diplomat. I like it, DJ. Enjoy yourselves. Let's see. I'm a big steak guy. However, one that surprised me was the filet mignon from Houston's. I've had them all, but that one for some reason was second to none. True Fin fan. The Chateaubriand at Burn Steakhouse. Enough said. Enough said. So try that cut. When you do, you'll thank me. Okay? I'm not a steak expert, not a financial expert, not a sports expert, not anything expert. Okay? Just to make sure. I know nothing. I'm like Schultz. I know nothing. I see nothing. That's just me. I'm just here, just blabbering every day. That's it. That's all I do. Blabber. Evan Langley says, listening to the coach is a complete waste of time. Whoever hired him should be out of the league. Yeah. You're talking about Mike McDaniel, of course. Columbia about to get smoked tonight. Well, they'd rather snort. So, you know. They'd rather crawl through vents, snort, and drink a little aguardiente. So I don't know about smoked. You haven't read our Colombian friends very well. Sorry, Juan. You're wrong there. Let's see. Carter Verhaeghe made a stick shot. And how he gets it through the defender and times it right between the goalie's legs. That was just... How does Ira Winderman continue to pick Tyler Hero over Carter Verhaeghe? Someone answer that one for me. Please. Inquiring minds want to know. Tweet him. X him out. Ira Heapbeat. Ira. Hero over Verhaeghe? Come on. When he scored, that's the first. I go, how can Ira keep picking Tyler Hero over this guy? He wishes they had a bunch of Carter Verhaeghes. NorCal says, I saw AC/DC and Metallica in their prime. It's all subjective, but Metallica was dominant back then. You missed the point. You missed the point. The point is, it was more precious to see AC/DC right now. That's all it was. So that's just my point of view. Metallica is a much better band right now. Much better band right now. It's like not even close. It really isn't. It's not even close. Okay? But the old men went out there and jammed 21 songs. Hadn't seen them in a long time. Metallica's younger, and they did 15 songs. So, let's see. Canes ain't beating Clemson. Well, Mario Cristobal. It's not because of the talent. Mario Cristobal. And you should think that way. I get it. And until Mario starts winning those games, why should you ever think that? So, yeah, I'm with you. Dabble has proven to be a much better coach, much more consistent coach, a much bigger game coach than Mario ever has been in his entire life. So, dude, I can't argue with you at all. Mario's on double secret probation until proven otherwise. It sucks because he does everything perfect except on Saturdays. So, and that's the most important one. It's crazy. How do you set up your team to win enough? I know the defense wasn't good, but you could have gotten more out of it. Could have had better coaching, whatever it is. It's terrible. Anyway. Yater says, I am here. Oh, always here. Don't comment much, but here daily. Thank you, Yater. And please hit that like button. We're still not over 100. We got 72 only. It's like clearly like they're like, F you, oh, I'm not hitting that little thumb. Like it takes no effort. When I go on YouTube and whoever I watch that obviously I like because I'm watching, that's the first thing I do is I hit the like button for that person. If you're not going to visit a sponsor or make a donation or help help us survive, in other words, well, at least hit the like button. Get the algorithms going. Juan says, my biggest problem with the biased commentary is that they don't give Cats the credit they deserve when we win because it's the Oilers played bad. It's never because the Cats played good or, we get tax breaks. Our team was a joke for 20 years with the same whatever tax laws that are in place or whatever. And nobody said anything. Now that they're actually doing things right, now we're cheating. It's like, it's hilarious. Juan says, you're right. Waddle was the first player, that's right, to win. So they've won twice, at least. No, I don't hear Sealer holding out at all. Nothing at all on that. Big old Dolphins suck our soul. Tell me about it, bro. Tell me about it. We age with those bastards. Heat need to trade Bam and Hero, get draft picks, and rebuild. Forget that KD nonsense. That's like Jair Alexander nonsense. Why? Okay, so you do need a corner, but where are you going anyway? So you're going to go get the most injury-prone corner that's available, and you've been dealing with injury-prone players enough. You want more? It's like people never learn. And this team is going nowhere anyway, with or without Jair Alexander. There's a Houston steakhouse in Hackensack, New Jersey. I love what Gary Bettman shut down Biz on the tax issue. Yeah, he did. He did a nice job on that. It's just stupid. That's all it is. It's just ridiculous crap, dude. Ira isn't a hockey guy. No, the Drew. No, my friend. Let me tell you something I know for a fact. Okay? I've been in this business a long time. Okay? This is my 35th year of doing media, covering sports and all of that. 30 on radio, 5 now on our own here, and Sean and myself on the platform. Most writers, a large portion of them, you're correct. They usually just work their beats. They know their specific sport they cover. And because they don't really have a ton of time, they don't really follow other sports. They follow it on the periphery and not as not. Now, you'll run into a few sports writers who are really sharp dudes and they know every sport and follow it. I've known Ira Winderman for over 30 years, dude. He knows all the sports. He knows everything going on. Okay? Hey, just because he thinks, the hero thing over Verhaeghe, he's completely wrong. We all know that. But then again, he looked at Bam like he was untouchable, and Tyler, he still thinks is, oh, no, you got to keep Tyler. And, so whatever, it is what it is. So just because you're wrong about something doesn't mean you don't know. He knows hockey. He knows hockey very well, dude. He's a really smart guy, if you haven't picked up on that. And he's a really smart sports fan. So I've run into a few of those dudes in my lifetime. Jason Cole's another one. Followed every sport. Me, I know because I see it in writers and all that. There are certain guys that they're outside of their sport, they don't really weak sauce. They can't really talk other sports or write about them or whatever, or that kind of stuff. And if they ever, some that might end up becoming columnists, they'll write mostly about their sport. And if they write about other sports, it's something that's a general topic that doesn't really have to do with really knowing the sport, but overall they don't. There's a lot. And I'm not going to start pointing out some guys that I know for a fact don't know shit about other sports. Okay. But I've run into writers that do, and I can tell you that Ira's one of them. Okay. So some guys do follow other sports. Okay. And then there are some guys that don't follow any sport except the one they cover. That's it. So, but Ira's not one of those guys. Just want you to know. Ira knows his shit, dude. Ira's really, really smart. Can I disagree with him on some things? Hell yeah. But that's sports in general. That's cool. But I can tell you, Ira knows it all, dude. Ira knows every sport, inside and out. He is a sharp gentleman. Let's see. What else do we have? Remember, it's a South Florida thing. We're hated everywhere. So, yeah, I got you. Let's see. Oh, Jeff in Long Island says, I always comment and then hit the like button. Thank you, Jeff. But your dedication and love to this platform is, bro, it's up there. Fiji water is the best. John, I just stand by it, bro. They're not even a sponsor or anything. Obviously, everybody sees I drink Fiji every damn day. I just really enjoy that water. I don't know why. And they're not all the same. Okay? Because you give me a bottle of Aquafina and I'm throwing it away. In fact, at Dolphins camp, that's the shit they feed you. Aquafina, and I refuse to drink that shit water. I'll bring something else from the street with me. I'll bring a bottle or something. But yeah, no. Yeah, I'm not big on their water. So yeah, crap like that. So for me, not all water is the same, and Fiji just, David, you are correct. Poupard knows his hockey and football. Not a basketball guy. I'll tell you that straight up because I know him well. It's by choice. He doesn't feel like following. He has no interest. Okay. But of course he's Canadian. So hockey's in his blood. He knows it inside and out. So yeah, he's a football and a hockey guy. Basketball, he has no interest whatsoever. That's always, I've seen him say that to me. So yeah, I know that for a fact. Big O, did you see? Yes, I saw the commissioner do all that. Not that I needed him to do it because it's just stupid. But, whatever. Hey, look, man, I remember Spurs and Warriors fans when the Heat were winning. Oh, well, we built our teams, not bought them. And then they started buying players too. They're a bunch of idiots. Fans are idiots. Okay? New York fans, San Antonio fans, Miami fans, Orlando fans, Los Angeles fans, they're idiots everywhere. They're dumbasses everywhere. Okay? Every fan base has them. And those are the loudest mofos out there. As I tell you all the time, okay? The baby that cries is the one that's getting milk, right? The person at the restaurant, you have a great meal, you rarely ever pull the maitre d' aside. Hey, can you tell the chef, this is the best damn steak I've ever had in my life. This lobster was cooked to perfection. This soup was a delicacy. No. Now, you got a hair in your soup, your food's cold, your steak's undercooked. What? You're complaining. You're complaining to high heavens, and, you're demanding better service. Because that's how life is. We don't take the time to compliment. We don't take the time to actually do good. But, man, we will use all our time to complain. Every ounce of it. And that's what you hear from these fan bases, from the idiots. They say stupid things. Dolphin fans. Oh, Ronnie Brown should have taken a knee at the 1. No, you moron. You score. If there's time left on the clock, it's your job to stop them. Not to be stupid and pass up points. There's a lot of things I remember over the years from all kinds of fan bases. So, yeah, morons are everywhere. Kachuk has been right since US. Yeah, he has it. He has it. And, in a way, the Marchand injury, the Marchand trade becomes so much more important because Kachuk isn't himself. Next year, you get a huge free agent acquisition. Next year, if you win the Cup this year and you've won it 2 years in a row, next year you get to add a superstar in Matthew Kachuk to the team. Because I can guarantee you, forgive my French, that son of a bitch is being the best professional he could ever be, limited with whatever injury he has right now, and he's playing. You saw him play with a broken clavicle. It's all you need to know about who he is. So that son of a bitch is playing with something, and yet he's finding a way to contribute, to intercept a pass, to assist, to hit somebody, to frustrate somebody else, whatever, score every blue moon. So when he has the offseason and he recovers, people like that, they don't pull a Jimmy Butler and come back and say, oh, dude, I can coast. Everybody else will do their job. And no. That's not how hockey players think. They don't have the Jimmy Butler bullshit attitude. No, they come out to work. And Kachuk is going to be a man with his hair on fire next year. It's going to be so much fun to watch Kachuk next year healthy and back with a fire, with a turbo flame coming out of his ass. Okay? They're going to go accept next year. All right? Bring Ulf down to sing the song. You got your balls to the wall, man. And that's what you're going to get from Kachuk next year. Balls to the wall. That shit is going to be fun next year. Okay? Because you're winning and Kachuk isn't even himself. That's why the Marchand trade is so enormous. It makes up for that injury or his setback. And just, it fills a void. It really does, dude. It's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Big O, other than yourself, which reporter locally would you say is the most honest and best at what he does currently? Joe Rose. Joe Rose is the other guy that is honest. Honest, I would say. Dave Hyde, also honest. Would kind of go there. Yeah. Yep. On the writer's side, I'm talking beat writers, I'm sorry. Not columnists. Nobody on the Marlins beat really hammers the Marlins. Nobody. Well, on the Dolphins beat, you'll get Omar to do it more. He does say a lot of crazy, completely off the rail shit that makes no sense whatsoever. I love him and everything. But when he was on my show constantly, I don't know how many times I squashed a lot of the shit that he would say. But at least he does have the balls to go after them. But one of the things that I'll say overall about the writers, I don't think they've gone after Mike McDaniel nearly as much. In the Heat, they're not really attacking the Heat like they should. Okay? Nobody on the beat really attacks the Heat, and they should. They should. They should be pointing out how bad the front office has been for 10 years. Not to fire them, but we can praise them all we want, bro. We can blow smoke up Riley's ass and everybody's ass for decades, for years. But when you're not doing it, we also got to be honest and say, hey, guys, you're phenomenal, but you were phenomenal. Now you're mediocre. What happened? When are you guys going to figure it out? When is the lost child going to find their parents in the shopping center? When? It's going to happen because they have no choice, but you have continued to ruin your opportunities. You could have traded Jimmy for a bunch of picks a few years ago. You hung on because you thought what happened during the bubble, and the second one was real when it was Memorex. A lot of you also got suckered, but you don't get paid. Okay, so all of you out there in the Heat Nation that got suckered, it's all right, dude. You're fans. The emotions get the best of you. It happens to me. It happens to you. Now, in this case, it didn't happen to me because I didn't buy the Heat during that time. I enjoyed it. It was great. It was fun, but I never bought that they were really a championship team like a lot of you idiots out there. Oh, yeah, no, we're so great. No, you're not. You just got a bunch of breaks and, whatever, but that's fine. So I don't see enough people in the media that are willing to go after how bad Mario Cristobal has been on game day. How bad Mike McDaniel constantly is. I don't think the media goes after him enough. Guy should be fired. The guy is as incompetent as it gets. So that's one thing that I would say that I would like to see a little bit more teeth at times from the media in certain areas. That's what I would like. Okay, a lot of bark, very little bite. Here, well, it's a different story here. We don't just bark and bite. We will completely maul you. So it's a whole different ball game here. But that's how it's been for me for 35 years. You will get mauled here. We don't screw around. Okay. So that's where I kind of see that the media doesn't really go all out when they should. When they should talk about how bad the incompetence is of the Inter Miami ownership, of Mike McDaniel or Mario Cristobal. You know, I think that kind of incompetence needs to be really called out. Okay. And it's not. So that's kind of the shame. Not enough people. And that's kind of where I would stand on that. Anthony Kyle Campos, DeMarcus Cousins in Puerto Rico. Wow, yeah. Well, but it's DeMarcus Cousins. What do you want, dude? You know a guy that a bunch of Heat fans wanted. You remember that, Sean? DeMarcus Cousins. That's a guy some of you Heat fans wanted. You know, the really smart ones. Anyway. What else do we have? Big O, since the Dolphins have sucked for a very long time, when the Dolphins hosted AFC Championship games, oh, it was beautiful. You know, Frankie, life in the Orange Bowl as a Dolphins fan is nothing like it is now. We walked into the Orange Bowl knowing we were going to win, expecting we were going to win, because most of the time it was an incredibly competent coach team. Okay. You know, the latter part of it, were you going to win the ultimate prize? No, because you were never that good, but you were always great at home, you know, Dolphins wise. It was different, dude. It was just different in those days. Once they moved over to Joe Robbie, it went downhill, you know, and they became softer and softer and softer, and that's kind of what it was. And it's all the same problems now. Shula became a finesse team around Marino. They refused to play defense like they needed to play, and they refused to run the ball and dominate with the offensive line. They counted on Dan's quick release and his arm, and that's what they lived on. So, yeah. But when they were in the Orange Bowl, there was a toughness to them that they brought to the table, and that shit has been gone for a long time. Long time. Tough players have come and gone. No tough teams for the Miami Dolphins. So that's your biggest issue there. And thank you for the super chat, Anthony Kyle Campos. Oh, do you think Zito will be able to re-sign Bennett? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Let's see what happens in the offseason. Okay? We will find out in the offseason. Okay? Remember, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. You can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum, Chainlink, and Solana donations there. And you can make a donation also on PayPal. 3 different ways. For those of you that are out of the country, you can support us through PayPal, and we appreciate it immensely. We always encourage you to do that instead of the super chats, because we get 100% on that side. YouTube takes 30%. Okay. Oilers can't beat us mentally or physically, so they have to try to hurt us by taking dirty shots all night. Exactly, Randy. You are correct, sir. And that's because they were broken already at that point. You know, Bennett will be the prize free agent in the market. Super skilled, tough as a cheap steak, mean, and a leader. Yes. And so were many of the others that were available. I think Bennett stays here when it's all said and done. I really do. I don't know. That's kind of the way I see it with Bennett. He's a stud, dude. And I think you see this atmosphere and you see these players and how they're all selling out for each other. And and they're all still in their prime. They can milk this thing for another year or two easily. I think Sam Bennett stays here. I wouldn't even be surprised if by some craziness they can keep both him and Marshawn. I mean, I just wouldn't put it past them. You know, just people are willing to take less to be in a place like this nowadays. They have created that kind of atmosphere. And those guys have made money too. So maybe they don't need to, like, this is their only payday that they've ever gotten or anything like that. So I don't know. I think they stay here. At least Bennett does. But I would not be, I'm not going to sit here and go, oh my God, they were also able to keep Marshawn. I just wouldn't be surprised, dude. Just wouldn't be surprised. It's tough, you know, to leave a place like this. And if you're just leaving it for money and you're a great player and you're playing with other great players, you know that wherever you're going, it's not going to be like that. Big old Mall's like a rabid jackrabbit. There you go. That's me. Marlins doing better too. If I remember correctly, Jimmy Johnson wanted to bench Marino and he caught shit for it. Well, it would be if he was the problem, not Marino. So, yeah. Let's see. I saw that the Panthers have some cap to use. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But I'm not concerned. Not worried. We got a great general manager, man. He's got a great feel. He keeps losing players and he'll replace them with others and he just finds a way. I hope those guys stay. But if they got to move on, they got to move on. And if they've got to find a way to retool and add other guys, I trust Zito at this point. At this point, I'm just going to stand back and say, do your thing, dude. You know what's going on, you know? So, money talks. Look at Tyreek. That's what AC/DC says. Money talks. Come on. Listen to the money talk. Come on. What do we got here on the BTC front? We are still at 109. 109 right now. Holding strong. Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom, they are holding strong. 954-966-4646. Bankruptcy, homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury. Reach out to my guy, Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom. Listen, a lot of our listeners already in the last 5 years, because they've been with us since the beginning of this platform. And folks, they have helped out with a lot of our listeners with homeowner property damage and condo damage. No criminal defense, but business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury, bankruptcy. Unfortunately, the credit cards are, the numbers are through the roof. People are paying for their food on credit card. Buy now, pay later. Very dangerous. So bankruptcy can happen to me, can happen to you, can happen to anyone. So if you're dealing with it, Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom can help you out. And we are in hurricane season. These gentlemen have their own adjusters. So if God forbid a storm hits us anywhere in Florida, before you call the insurance company, in fact, never call the insurance company. Call Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom. They send their adjusters and then they attack the insurance company for you. They maul the insurance company for you. You never have to deal with the insurance company. So you may not need them now, but save that number on that cell phone. So if just something happens, busted water pipe from a neighbor in a condo area or townhouse, and it goes into your home, Welt and Rayom. You got a brown spot in the roof you're noticing, you might have a leak, Welt and Rayom. They might be able to get you a new roof. 954-966-4646. Bennett stays and we go for a three-peat. I would love that, True Fin fan. That would be beautiful. Big O, in your opinion, who is the top 5 mascots in South Florida? I don't follow mascots. Sorry. Can't do the mascot thing. But I could do the Bitcoin thing, Cash App or Venmo. I can happily do that. And Ocala Joe, thank you, sir, for the love on Cash App. Very kind, my friend. Very kind. He says, I think you're more like a Wolverine. Okay. I like it. I like it. I'll take it. Little Wolverine action. Why not? Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you immensely. And thank you for the donation. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. The amazing Alan Blanco. If your company, your corporation, school, entity, you need custom printing and embroidery, please call Alan Blanco. Here's his personal number, 786-618-1443. Got beautiful factory there in Hialeah. They can do any job for you. Anywhere in the country, you can call Alan because that all is done anyways by Zoom and by email and sending the logo, and then it's shipped right to you and all of those things. So everything's done pretty much electronically. Reach out, and whatever you need done, uniform, shirts, hats, call our guys there at 3A Graphics. Let's get to our sports calendar. The Panthers pounded the Oilers last night, 6-1. They take a 2-1 lead in this best-of-7 series. Bob had 32 saves yesterday. Reinhardt, Rodriguez, Verhaeghe, all with a goal and assist. Bennett, Marchand, and Ekblad also added a goal. Game 4, Thursday, 8 o'clock. Panthers minus 148 on the money line. The Oilers are plus 124. The Fort Lauderdale United, they defeated the Carolina Cent FC 2-1 in the USL Super League semifinals. Kiara Locklear, by the way, with 2 goals. So Saturday, the USL Super League Championship Finals. Your Fort Lauderdale United is taking on Tampa Bay Sun FC. You can catch it on Peacock. It'll be at 7:30 as one of our South Florida pro teams is going for a title. It's a beautiful thing. Saturday, Miami FC will visit the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Very interesting that both are playing Tampa Bay, Fort Lauderdale United, and Miami FC, except that's the regular season for Miami FC. And on Wednesday, we get the NBA Finals once again. Thunder and Pacers. All right. And Pacers are plus 180 on the money line. The Thunder are favored by 5.5. And they are minus 218 on the money line. 228 is the over and under, as that series is tied up at 1 game apiece. There you go. That's what's going on. And that is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. All right. All right. Big O, the Oasis tour is coming up. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I want to see Oasis. Hopefully the idiots can stay together and make it here to South Florida. Would be really nice. Would be fantastic if they can do it. You know. By the way, Subaru of Pembroke Pines, a proud sponsor of our program. We love the people there at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. And, of course, they've always got amazing deals going on. The 2025 Solterra Premium, you can get it for $297 a month with 0% down and 0% APR for 72 months. The Forester, $257 a month, 3.9% financing, 0 down, sign and drive. The Outback, see that a lot out there on the street, $267 a month, 2.9% financing, 0% down, sign and drive. The Cross Trek, they've got a large selection there, $237 a month. That's a steal. 2.9% financing, 0 down is available, sign and drive. The Impreza, $157, 4.9% financing, 0 down, sign and drive. The deals are there for you. The selection is awesome. And of course, the sales staff is really easy to work with. So tell them that I sent you at 16100 Pines Boulevard. And when you tell them that Big O sent you, tell them, hey, I get $500 off this purchase because of Big O. It's a beautiful thing. So get on down there to Subaru of Pembroke Pines. I'm to the point that I'm viewing it as America versus Canada. We don't care about their maple syrup. Just hand over the Stanley Cup. Let's see. Funny you mentioned Bitcoin. I just bought some more. Good for you, dude. Good for you. Let's see. I can't unsee the cats laughing in the Oilers' faces. Oh yeah, they know they got to them, dude. They know they have them frustrated. You know. Let's see what else. I heard they still don't like each other. They're doing the tour for. Oh, you talk about Oasis? Probably, of course. Yeah. They're probably touring separately, separate planes, you know, all that kind of shit. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's super petty behind the scenes. You know, had a tornado over 3 weeks ago, took down my fence, 21 shingles and busted pipe. Should have called Welton Rayom. Insurance sent to PA, but nothing is done yet. No, you're not too late to call, bro. One, call them, and they'll send their adjusters, and they'll challenge all that shit. Dude, that's what I keep telling you all out there. They want you to call. They need you to call because they know you don't have Welton Rayom on that wall. So when a lawyer calls the insurance companies, brother, they get their attention right away. When you and I call, we're schmucks. We don't know the laws, the loopholes, nothing. These assholes in the insurance companies take advantage of us. So when you send professionals, they put their ass in a straight line right away because they know the laws and the loopholes, and they make sure they're not screwing up. Progressive was screwing up with us. Dude, Welton Rayom got the dude that worked for Progressive fired. Fired. Fucking fired. He got that guy from Progressive. Fired. Okay? No, it's not. Call them. Call them. Insurance company. They love to collect your premium. And then when it's time for them to do their job, oh man, you wait and they drag and they know they can. So no, not just for Juan, for everybody else. Never call the insurance company. You call, if you don't want to call Welton Rayom, then call somebody else. But I'm just telling you, I don't know if every other lawyers you have their own adjusters. These guys have their own adjusters. They don't fuck around. Okay, we got a bunch of listeners on the West Coast that got hit by multiple storms. Welton Rayom picked up it's like maybe 10 or 15 of our listeners just in the West Coast. It's pretty cool. Okay, so yes, Juan, it's never too late, especially since they're dragging ass. Get lawyers on them. You'll see. You'll see, dude. You'll get results. They're badasses. They really are. And great people. Not only are they badasses, but they're phenomenal people. Really are. Sean bowls with them all the time. Let's see. What else do we have? The best bands no one really knows. Joy Division, The Crucified, The Cranes. I'm going to go see Peter Hook on Saturday. So he's going to do a lot of Joy Division and then obviously a lot of New Order too. They're doing 30 songs on Saturday at the Band Shell in Miami Beach. I've never been there. It's a little, apparently it's a little, what's it called? Like an amphitheater, like a band shell. And so, yeah, I've never been there at all. So hopefully, Mother Nature, please, no rain. What else do we have? It's not America versus Canada thing because there are plenty of Of course, it's not an America versus Canada thing. Do you know what happens to those America-Canada people, right? You know what happened to them, right? They got tied up in the little politics, because the orangutan is going after Canadians, and then all of a sudden they must be orangutan influence or something. So Canada all of a sudden is bad or something. Canada is fantastic, and Canadians are fantastic people, and Canadians are our friends, and they should be our allies. And the fact that we're treating our allies like shit, don't allow that crap to get into hockey. It's Florida versus Edmonton. That's it. It's not USA versus Canada. That's stupid. I agree with that. If anybody wants to say that, I'm agreeing with that one. That's just stupid. Why, you getting on the politics now? Well, sorry. I'm not here to degrade Mexicans or Canadians. They're fantastic people, fantastic countries. I would visit them. I have dealt with both of those individuals, and they are great people. I'm not doing that. Not doing that. So, no. It's Florida versus Edmonton. Okay? Now, what I will say is, when you drill in Edmonton, you get dirty Oilers. That's all I'm going to tell you. So that's what I've heard. I saw it last night. We drilled, and what came out? Dirty Oilers. That I'll tell you. Dirty Oilers. That's what it's all about. Okay? But not Canada versus the USA. That was already settled in hockey. Okay? That was already settled. I don't know if you guys saw it, but just in case, if you missed it, not sure. Y'all missed it. Let's get to a little music. Since we did a little Metallica this weekend, we're going to do some Peter Hook on Saturday. Man, that is so good, dude. So good. All right, let's get to musicians born on this date. Faith Evans, American singer-songwriter, born in 1973. Darren Robinson, the human beatbox from the Fat Boys, born in 1967. Sadly, we lost him in 1995 at the age of 28. Jesus Christ, dude. Sad, man. Joey Santiago, born in 1965, guitarist with the Pixies. Let's see who else. Emma Anderson, guitarist with Lush, the British band, born in 64. Jimmy Chamberlain, drummer with the Smashing Pumpkins, born in 1964. Kim Deal. All right, speaking of the Pixies, American singer, songwriter with the Pixies and with the Breeders. A little Cannonball. I love that song. Cannonball is the Breeders. They didn't really have a lot of good songs, to be quite honest, but Cannonball, holy shit, they nailed it. Like they're a one-hit wonder, the Breeders, the sisters, because it's actually two sisters that are in that band, and I forgot what is Kelly, right? I think is her other sister. And so Kim and Kelly created the Breeders, and when they did Cannonball, I guess that's a song that I'll jam at any time. Really, really good tune. Really good tune. Let's see, who else do we have? Shirley Owens, born in 41, with the girl group The Shirelles. Judy Garland, Wizard of Oz, born in 1922. The great Howlin' Wolf. Chester Burnett, the Chicago blues singer, guitarist, harmonica player, born in 1910. And that is musicians born on this date. Let's go with other famous people. Sometimes a musician is in this list that wasn't in the other list. And remember, if I don't say the age, that means this person has passed away. Like Britain's Prince Philip, husband of Queen Elizabeth II, born in 1921. Let's see, who else? Actor Frankie Faison, born in 49. He is 76 today. The great Dan Fouts, the Hall of Famer, born in 51. He is 74. Costa Rican President Rodrigo Chavez Robles, born in 61. He's 64. Gina Gershon, born in 62. She's 63. Janine Triplehorn, born in 63. She's 62. Actor Kate Flannery, born in 64. She's 61. Actor, filmmaker Vicente Perez, born in 64. He's 61. The amazing Elizabeth Hurley. She's born in 65. She's 60 and looks like she's still like 42. Have you seen Elizabeth Hurley? The pictures that woman posts in bikinis. I swear she looks like she's still in her 40s, man. Kudos to her, brother. Wow, what genes. Comedian actor Bill Burr, born in 68. He's 57. Musician JoJo from Casey and JoJo, born in 71. He's 54. Let's see. Hugh Dancy, actor, born in 75. He's 50. Actor DJ Qualls, born in 78. He's 47. Figure skating Hall of Fame member and TV personality Tara Lipinski, born in 82. She's 43. Actor Tristan Mays, born in 90. He's 35. Actor Kate Upton, she of the large headlights, born in 92. She's 33. More of a model than an actress, really. Those cans are 33. It's kind of what I'd rather say. Sasha Obama, former first daughter, born in 2001. She's 24. And that's it. Sean Stanley, do you have wrestlers born today, sir?
Yes, we do. We have a couple. Johnny Yuma turns 38, and Deanna Perrazzo, she turns 31 on June 10th, 2025.
Okay. All right. Just two. All right. Big O, as a Canadian, I am cheering for the Panthers and see Americans as some of my best friends. Exactly, Brett. This political bullshit that's going on, I'm not going with it, bro. But then again, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I don't give a crap about these stupid parties and their ridiculous things that they do constantly divide all of us and people and everything. So I'm with you, brother. I love Canadians. I love Mexicans. I am not that dude. I'm not doing that. So anyway, let's go with music history. We start off in June 10th, and in 81, on this date, Steve Howe, Jeff Downs, John Wetton, and Carl Palmer formed In the Heat of the Moment, right? Asia. So what an album. That first album, Soul Survivor. Oh, my God. What a song, dude. Heat of the Moment. God, I'm trying to remember the damn songs from that album. Let me see. Asia debut. There we go. Let me read the proper song list. All right, Heat of the Moment, Only Time Will Tell, Soul Survivor, which I freaking love, One Step Closer, which is number 4, Time Again, Wildest Dreams, Wildest Dreams, Without You, great song, Cutting It Fine, Here Comes the Feeling. I mean, this is, and then Ride Easy. This was when you're on a roll as a musician, that's one of those moments that it's one song after another. It's, it's Michael Jackson, Off the Wall or Thriller. It's just like, wow, holy shit. Just like the magic didn't stop. It's just one after another. Holy crap, that's another big hit. That's another big hit. That's another great song. That's a phenomenal song. Just like you're on a roll. Jagged Little Pill from Alanis Morissette. Things like that sometimes just bands or artists get on a roll and they come out with an album that is so golden. That first Asia album, it is a great, great album, dude. Really is. In 91, Nirvana and Dinosaur Jr. kicked off an 8-day tour at the Gothic Theater in Denver. In 66, the year I was born, Big Brother and the Holding Company performed with their new lead singer, Janis Joplin, for the first time. In 06, the surviving members of Led Zeppelin met at a secret rehearsal space in England to prepare for the reunion performance at the Ahmet Ertegun tribute. It marked the first time since 95 that Page, Plant, and John Paul Jones played together. In 75, the Eagles released their 4th studio album, One of These Nights, One of These Crazy Old Nights. In 86, the Grateful Dead singer Jerry Garcia went into a 5-day diabetic coma. The band had to pull out of their tour because of his health. Shocker. In 2011, Jack White and Karen Elson threw a divorce party to celebrate their amicable breakup. And that's what happened today in Musica history. All right. Got that. Lola won with Vaquer. I don't know what that means.
You were 1-1 on your wrestling pick.
Oh, I see. Okay. So which one did I win and which one did I lose?
You won the Stephanie Vaquer and Lola Vice. You lost the Chuck Pagano and the Clowns.
Okay. Well, all right. It happens. What are you going to do? By the way, Sean, I tweeted that shit out because I saw it, that they had some shit at WWE with some Mexican fighters or something. And then the guy's dad shows up at a game show or some shit. And the guy that was going to face the son from the father, his son, he goes and kicks the father's ass. And he literally kicked. It looked to me like he was really hitting the guy and kicked him. And that's because it got out that he was going to lose the bout to the guy's son, and that it already was getting out. And then the fact that the father came on the show, it kind of set the dude off. Was that all for show? Because that's all wrestling usually is? Or was there anything real about that? Because, my God, it looked like he was kicking that man for real.
Well, to go back even further, Alberto Patron used to be with WWE. They let him go. He was the AAA champion, which was funny because when WWE bought AAA, everybody was like, oh, Alberto, at the time in WWE's Alberto Del Rio, he was like, oh, Alberto Del Rio is going to be their champion. Well, they have Vikingo, who was the one scheduled to wrestle Alberto, and then they announced the match the week before that match happened. But what they did was they kept it off of everything in Mexico. So Mexico didn't see what everybody else saw because, again, with the way everything is, that was their thinking. So they put down Vikingo champion versus Chad Gable at their AAA show, which was this past Saturday. And then basically you knew what was going to happen on that match. So ultimately, I think it was a little bit of both. It was planned to set up for heat for the match. And I guarantee you, Alberto probably took a little bit of exception of everything and then probably landed a couple good, hard, stiff kicks in there to make sure that he got his point across. He wasn't happy.
He kicked him, dude.
Yeah.
He kicked him. Like, I was looking at that shit. I was going, I mean, I retweet. I go, I guess not everything in wrestling is fake or something. I forgot how
also, when you go on national TV, you got to lay it in. I mean, that's the problem. That's why a lot of these angles don't play out on national TV because, you know, I mean, look back in the 80s, Dr. D. David Schultz, he was asked wrestling's fake and he slapped the reporter, broke his eardrum, and he was fired for that. And he was given a bonus because he kept wrestling at that time, the kayfabe of wrestling. So he was fired and given a bonus at the same time.
Right.
So
it looked real to me, dude. And
I'm sure a lot of it was.
I know they script that stuff, but I still have respect for them as athletes, as entertainers, as competitors, because bro, they put their bodies through hell, dude. And so, you know, I get that, but man, that looked real. That looked real, dude. That looked real. That old man looked like he was in pain. Yeah, that was nuts. On the Dolphins side, all right. I talked to you already about the Dolphins and being in the Salvation Army, and that's what they're going to be. And the whole Jair Alexander is just kind of a joke. Speaking of jokes, Drew Rosenhaus was on Channel 7, and he there are a couple things that he talked about. And, you know, let's, again, you know, on this show, we cut through the bullshit. We don't lie to you all out there and try to make you feel better about something that isn't. So Drew, first of all, when he was asked about, you know, the direction of the offseason, the players and all that kind of stuff with McDaniel and all that. And so he said that this was the best offseason for team camaraderie. Okay. And let me tell you something, and it's coming off this bullshit story that Channel 7 had on about the, you know, which everybody does the fluff story about the Dolphins playing paintball now, and that's going to create any kind of chemistry or something like that, which it's not going to help you at all on Sundays. Okay. It really just isn't. If your coach isn't good, if your team isn't focused, if you don't know what you're doing, you're not going to win anyways. And if you don't have the talent, you're certainly not going to win. Okay, and the Dolphins have all of those issues. So I don't care how much paintball they play and all that stupid shit. That's just ridiculous stuff. That's stuff to fill the offseason and maybe, you know, pump you with a little hopium. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, we'll talk to Furonis this afternoon. He's already pumping hopium also in other places. It's just amazing. But anyway, we'll get to that. But so Drew is talking about, and he has to, of course, he's got several clients on the team. He's got to deal with the Dolphins. Like I told you, not enough people go after the coach. What's he going to say? Well, I don't know. You know, that stuff doesn't mean anything to me. I haven't seen Mike McDaniel accomplish anything yet. He's had an opportunity. Is he really going to say that? No, because he's got to negotiate with them. And he's got to, and they paid his player, Tyreek, who should not have been paid last year, and they gave him that guaranteed money. So Drew's going to say the right things. And then on the Jonnu Smith situation, if you listen to it carefully, Okay. He says it's a fluid situation. Are you negotiating to stay here? Do you want to stay here or whatever? No, you haven't heard that. Oh, they tell you in generalities. Oh, yeah, we want to stay. But if he says it's a fluid situation and we are in discussions with the Miami Dolphins, they're not in contract negotiations, they're in discussions. And it's fluid, which means they're moving his ass. And they're working on moving his ass. If they were in contract negotiations, that's exactly what he would say. No, we're sitting down. We're really happy. We're going to try to work out a deal with a new deal, a new extension for Jonnu. He didn't say that. His quote was, it's a fluid situation, and we are in discussions, not negotiations. It's just a play on words. I don't know if you picked up on that, but okay, don't get caught up with the bullshit play on words, especially from an agent. Oh, this is the best offseason for camaraderie. None of that means shit. You know what you need? Chemistry on the field, not camaraderie off the field. That doesn't matter, dude. Doesn't matter. The New York Knicks back in the 70 season, their slogan was 12 guys, 12 cabs. By the way, didn't you just talk about Oasis, that they're together for the money? They're not getting along. They just get on stage and play. Yeah. Journey still tours. They all hate each other. We got to stop with this childish bullshit about, you know what creates camaraderie off the field, off the ice, off the pitch? Winning. When you win and everybody believes in each other, then the camaraderie off the field happens even more. But the camaraderie off the field doesn't happen much when you're transitory. And that's what the Dolphins have been and their players have been forever. Because there's nothing permanent here. No front office, no head coach, no players. Nobody's here permanently. Everybody's transitory or a free agent coming in or a hired mercenary. Camaraderie. It's a bunch of bullshit. And then to hear, oh, Jonnu Smith, yeah, no, the situation is fluid. Yeah, that means we're doing everything to get our asses out of here. Okay? We're in discussions with the Miami, not in negotiations, in discussions with the Miami Dolphins. All right? That interview is all a play on words and a bunch of bullshit. So don't fall for camaraderie crap because they're playing paintball. And certainly don't fall for the Jonnu Smith stuff because you already heard, okay, he wants a new contract. Oh, we'll call Pittsburgh. That means it's over. Well, you're all of a sudden going to turn around and sign him? No, but wait a minute, dude, you called Pittsburgh. Do you really want me? And I can almost understand to a certain extent why they don't want to sign him, because they don't expect the same offensive coordinator to be in place next year. They don't know who Weaver's going to hire to be the offensive coordinator. He may not like Jonnu Smith. So, pro wrestlers are a combination of athletes, acrobats, and entertainers. They are tough as hell, and most perform 300-plus nights every year in pain or not. Respect. Yeah, it's impressive. It's impressive. Paintball won't do much in those games in November. It won't do anything. Nothing at all. Oh, I got your back, bro. Yeah, you scored a lot of points for me in paintball in the offseason. You were clutch. Yeah, that's going to really pay off. Orlando, in your archive of sports radio, do you have the file of the Heat 2006 post game? I don't know if where I have anything for the Heat old stuff, to be quite honest, like that. I don't know if I have it like in that form of 2006. I'm sure I have sound bites from 2006. I'm sure I have a whole bunch of, I have a Riley file that I have. That but outside of that, no, not really. I mean, there'll be stuff, but I don't know if it'll be labeled like 2006 or something like that. Let me see my Riley file. I know I have a Riley file. Yeah, there we go. But I want
a complete reversal.
Yeah, there we go.
There'll be a day of reckoning.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna make him earn his money. Sometimes the change is good.
They are.
I mean, my Botox isn't working great.
His Botox isn't working great. And Riley.
Sometimes the change is good.
Change, Riley. Change. Okay? Let's make a
complete reversal
of what you're doing right now, Riley. That's what I would tell you, Riles, is what you need to do. Okay? And and let me see, what do we have here?
The fact that he wouldn't shoot the ball, it's bullshit. Absolute bullshit. And, you know, people are going to take him to task, the kid that has developed and, you know, had a bad game. I mean, Allen Houston was due for whatever, 12 or for a lifetime, but, you know, it's a bitter way for a young man who has come, you know, all the way for us this year to have that. I'm the one that drew the play. I'm the one that gave him the instruction. I'm the one that told those guys to put the ball on the floor, and maybe we might get one of those touch calls, okay? And so that's the name of that game at the end of that game.
That was Riley defending Jamal Mashburn for passing up the shot and giving it to Witherspoon, I think it was. And so he got ripped for that. And so I have the clean version of it, but then I played the dirty version because the clean version was always made for QAM when I was doing regular radio. But now, you know, I can be a little bit more
delinquent
and I can actually play whatever I want to play. So it's always good, you know. But that whole Mashburn thing
just didn't go our way.
It didn't go your way. No, it did not. It did not, Riley. It did not. Now, did Butler?
We're gonna make him earn his money.
No, you did not. You didn't make Butler earn his money, unfortunately. Okay. So yeah, I have lots of Riley stuff. You know, Riley, you know what happened when you didn't trade Butler?
If there's anybody who's failed, I've failed.
Yeah. And that, of course, is not.
That's all hogwash.
No, it's not hogwash. It's not hogwash. Okay. So, you know. Right, Riles?
So I'm getting a little bit better with his package.
Well, that's a little personal right now. I don't know. I mean, you know, it's.
I think he has the package.
Well, again, let's talk basketball now. I mean, Jesus.
I love all you media, period, because you got a job to do.
You do? You sure about that? Okay. What I need you to do is get back to.
I've been around this damn game too long. You know, I've got my ass kicked a lot of times, kicked a lot of other people's asses.
So there you go. That's just a few. I have maybe a couple hundred in here of Riley sound bites. Yep.
I'm not taking a hiatus. I'm multitasking.
Okay. I like it. trying to think of if there's anything that of back in the day that I can play that is sweet. I do have. I mean, there's just stuff that.
A true believer.
Yep. He's a true believer. He's a true believer. But of course, they're going to keep Bam and Tyler.
We will continue to push on.
Exactly. There you go. So there's a little Riley for you. I have so many sound bites, dude. It is crazy the amount of sound. But dude, I've been around for 30 years. So I have sound from my entire career of going in and out of locker rooms and all that kind of shit. So yeah, I got a ton of stuff. I just don't use drops anymore. I used to use drops a lot, you know what I'm saying? But now I don't really use them nearly as much, but I've got so many that I can.
I don't know a whole lot more than you do.
Right, you know.
Anybody want to talk about the Patriots?
You want to talk about the Patriots? Wanstead wants to talk about the Patriots. You want to talk about the Patriots? Let's see. What else do we have? Poupart also loves baseball. Yes, he does. He does. Yeah. Basketball is the only one that he doesn't follow. You are correct. He's a baseball, hockey, and football guy. Yeah. Big O, should Chris Greer demand full control of player, personnel, and coaches? He has it, but what he has to do now is like completely take control and not. Your coach wants a player. Okay, I'll find the player for you. Not you tell me what you really want. Nah. I'll tell you who you really want. That's what he should do. And I think that's what he did this offseason. That draft, the way he handled things, it was like this guy wasn't a part of it because he went and got big backs and he went and got some guards right away. Like, you know, he beefed up. He got a badass guard on the left side, and he got himself a tough guy on the right side from Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? He didn't go cheap. He didn't go second rate. He actually went and filled things that McDaniel doesn't do. So he kind of did that, and I think maybe he's a little frustrated that, I don't know, maybe he was called out behind the scenes. I have no idea. All I know is that dude can find talent, and you've got to fix the coaching part of it. I wouldn't want to get rid of Chris Greer at all, but that's just me, and I know I'm way in the minority, and I understand that. And those of you that want to fire everybody, I totally get it, bro. You're not getting your results. But has he screwed up? Yeah, man, they screw up, and he has made some bad decisions that have hurt them. But it's not because there's no talent coming through. It's the bad decisions of allowing the wrong people to walk out the building and keeping some of the wrong people too, and listening to your coaches. When you're the personnel guy, you need to be the personnel guy. I don't think Paul Maurice tells Bill Zito exactly what player he wants. He knows what he needs, and Bill Zito then goes and gets what he needs. He decides who the player he's going to bring in to take care of the coach. Did you watch the press conference yesterday? What did Paul Maurice say? Lundell, that was purely all Bill Zito. He brought him to the team, and he goes, Paul, this young man's going to be a hell of a player. Have patience with him and let him grow. That's what a general manager is supposed to do. He's supposed to tell the coach, oh, hey, yeah, you want to get better? Okay, I got this player for you. Okay. Now you need to do your job as coaching, give him time to grow, and everything will work out. That's exactly what happened. Okay. And that's what I think, you know, if your general manager, not just Greer, any general manager has to be that way. They have to have conviction in every player that they choose. They cannot be about settling for what the coach wants. Because if in your gut it tells you that's not right, I'd rather have this player instead, but I'm going to appease my coach, you made a mistake there. And so that's something that has to change. But again, clean house. I get it. That's going to be the general consensus for everybody. Clean house. The results haven't been there. So nobody's earned any right to stay, and I understand that. You're loving the Molly Hatchet shirt. Thank you, sir. Well, I love Molly Hatchet. I'm a Southern rock type of dude. Always have been since I was a kid. So I love me my Southern rock, and Molly Hatchet is, we're talking about the bomb when it comes to Southern rock. It's Leonard Skinner, and then I would probably put Molly Hatchet as my number 2. Obviously Leonard Skinner is the Led Zeppelin of Southern rock, but I love Molly, man. Not the drug, the band Molly Hatchet, just in case. Chip Brown says, Orlando, I haven't been on for a while. You haven't lost much weight. You have lost much weight. Great job. Thank you, sir. Thank you. We try. What I haven't lost a lot of weight lately. I think I've lost like maybe another 2 pounds or something, 3 pounds. What I have done, I lost all this weight, and what I've done for I think it's like now in 8 months, I've kept it off. And that, my friend, is my real challenge. I've lost a lot of weight. This is the 4th time. 50, 60, and 80 pounds I've lost. The 4th one, we're not done yet, And it's funny you brought that up, Chip, because today somebody was bringing up the AC/DC concert, and so I got the Tampa shirt when I saw AC/DC. I wanted to buy another shirt because the Tampa shirt is all right, but there were some other shirts that were really cool. The Vegas shirt was amazing. It was my favorite one. I'm an extra large, right? And so this is my extra large, right? They didn't have any extra larges. Obviously, I used to be 2XL and even 3XL. I plan on getting down to 203, 205, 207, right around there, which is about 30 pounds from now. I ordered a large. Can't wear it right now. It would be tight on me. But when I lose my 30 pounds, which I plan on doing it, that large will fit me. So I'll be able to style my Vegas AC/DC. When you see that, you're going to go, oh shit, he hit large. And that's, if I'm in the low 2s and the under 210 in that range, I'm sure I'm going to be a large. There's no doubt in my mind I'll be a large. So that'll be cool. So I ordered a large. By the way, I did this for years. When I was overweight, I would buy shirts that were extra large when I was 2XL and 3XL. And I go, no, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to lose weight. And the shirts built up, and I go, man, I got to lose weight so I can wear my shirts. So I lost the weight. I can wear all my shirts now. So I do have 3 or 4 concert shirts already that are larges that are sitting in my closet. And I can't wear them right now. I could, but they're kind of tight. It wouldn't look good. You've seen those people around, guys or women, that are wearing shirts that are a size or 2, maybe too small. And, it's like, yo, dude, you're not in shape. That's not what, if you're going to wear a tight shirt, you got to be a person that is fit. That's when it looks good. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But thank you. The hardest thing is, for me, at least personally, I can only speak for myself. It's not losing the weight. I'm disciplined enough to lose the weight. I'm undisciplined to keep it off. That's where I have failed miserably every time, and I'm not going to fail this time. No way. No effing way I'm going to fail this time. So I did it differently. I lost a certain amount of weight, and then I said, all right, let me try to keep this off now for months. And that's what I've done. So before I go to the next level, I wanted to see if I can keep this off. And then when I get to the low 200s, then I work on keeping that off. Because then I got to measure what I can eat and can't eat all day. And I have it down pat now. Now I know what my limit is, and that's it. I just don't go for it. Yesterday, my daughter made chocolate chip cookies, and you want? How many do you want? One. Yeah. One. No, I don't want 3 and 4 or 5. And that was my problem. Went to a donut shop, 1 glaze, not 2 or 3. And that was my problem. You know what I mean? I stopped all of that kind of stuff. I stopped abusing. I can still treat myself, but I can't abuse. And that's the key. So I don't know about for some of you out there. Some of you, losing weight could be a medical issue, or it could be very difficult, and I get that. I can lose the weight. I could never keep it off. That's where I am just horrible, dude. Horrible, horrible, horrible. So I'm proud of myself that I've been able to keep the weight off for this long. So now I've got to do it for the rest of whatever I last here on Earth, which hopefully is hopefully I have a few more years here. Speaking on me, it's hard to diet when your favorite exercise is chewing. Okay, well, chew healthier things. That way you can still chew, but you're eating healthier things. That's what you got to do. You got to find a way. While extra large is way more comfortable with concert tees. Well, I guess we're all different, right? Right now, an extra large is, it's not really like super tight on me right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing good right now with that. That's cool. Let's see what else. Do you have Neil Rogers, Big O? Yeah, I do. I do have Neil Rogers. I've played Neil Rogers before in the past and all that. So yeah, we have done that also. Where do we have it here? Joe Drops. Oh, no, this one. And I'll give you a couple real quick.
Estoy estrangulando el pollo para acá.
There you go.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I wanted to talk to you about bridges,
About
cars,
what?
and boats that you talked about earlier.
About what?
Bridges, cars, and boats.
No, we're talking about bridges over the causeway, not the ones in your mouth.
I don't have any, my friend.
Okay.
Okay?
Just calm down, sir. Take a deep breath.
I can have an orgasm just driving down I-95. Ow!
It is so hard.
We got a 69 in progress at the Triple X Theater. Officers requesting backup. Roll of paper towel.
I love myself, cause no one will love me.
Would you dance if I asked you to dance?
How about a lady in Hollywood?
Yeah, Neil.
Thank goodness somebody's still on there. What's going on here? I guess those guys all ran out to get the operation.
Well, maybe it's lunchtime.
Well, they're doing it on their lunchtime.
Listen, that fella that called in about his dog scooting.
About his dog's what?
Dog scooting.
Yes.
Okay, there you go. Little Neil for you. All that good stuff. I doubt it would be, but it would be actually cool for Neely's one day to dedicate 15, 20 minutes and talk Neil Rogers stories and play a bunch of bits and shit like that. Probably would be good for some people to reminisce. The problem is so many out there have no idea who he is, what he did down here, how funny he was, how he would just go after anybody, dude. Neil was a one of a kind. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, man. So it's impressive. Rest in peace. But yeah, he was an absolute and total beast here in talk radio in South Florida. Total legend. All right, we are out of here. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Wednesday. Oh, no, I'm sorry, noon tomorrow. We'll be at Toyota of Hollywood. Forgot. Tomorrow, Toyota of Hollywood at noon. We'll have some fun. Looking forward to it. So come on out and join us if you happen to be around the area. 1841 North State Road 7, right on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out. Hit the subscription, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Visit our amazing sponsors as always. Keep us alive and afloat. We appreciate you immensely. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the